Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is William Michael Forbes. I want to welcome you to Shortcuts for Your Soul. And today I have a consciousness that calls itself Source Energy with me today. And it wants to discuss the concept that you are soul. And I find that interesting given the theme of this week from the different beings, Saint Germain coming through, the concept of that you are light. These are very important concepts to begin to grasp, that you are a soul. And when I was given an acronym for soul, which is Spirit of Universal Light or Love, it's what we are as a being, not as a body. It's what we are as a being. And it's a fascinating thing, what you are and what you're here to do or not do. And we're going to get into that. Just going to, I'm also told I'm going to be bringing a guest on next week. I don't know who it is yet, but they've told me that I'll be bringing a guest on next week onto the show. So I'm very excited about who that's going to be and what the subject of the show is going to be about. We have a very fascinating series of things happening right now on this planet. And as you get to the awareness that you are not the body that you are in right now, as you get to the understanding that you are not the mind, those thoughts that are going on in your head, they're not you. Wow. It wants to be very adamant about this. The thoughts that are in your mind are not you. You are the awareness of the thoughts. Awareness of the thoughts that are going on in what you call your mind, but it is not you. And there we go. So understanding who we are and who we are not seems to be what this consciousness is wanting to help clarify for each of us in our own individual ways, that we can comprehend and grasp this fundamental idea that you are not that body that you are in, that you are not the thoughts that are going on in the mind. You are a soul, a spirit. It's saying you are both my out breath and you are my in breath. Right. You are my out breath and you are my in breath. That's a very fascinating concept when you think about it, that we are an extension of this consciousness that is all pervasive. It's beating your heart right now. It's digesting your food. It's circulating your blood. It moves your arms and legs at your request. Yes. It says, I do all of these things for you are my child. You are my child. Wow, I'm getting two meanings from my child as a term of both endearment, but also as a term of a statement of truth. That you, as an awareness, are an extension of this source energy. It's out breath into this world we call life, and then an in breath back into the arms of this. I'm using the term arms, but it doesn't justify what you actually go in. It's more like you're going into an endless space of awareness that's unbroken, and yet in which you can remain aware. It's saying you can always be aware in me. You are always alive and aware in me. So the question then becomes, if you are not that body, because it's a rhetorical question I'm asking myself and this guy, if you are not that body that you are in, and it is just an instrument that you use while you are in this physical dimension, if you are not those thoughts in your mind, if you can if you step away from, I'm saying yes because it's saying to move back from, it's trying to communicate concepts in a language we can understand, because stepping back from your thoughts, stepping back from yourself as the identity of the body into being the awareness that you are, It's saying without an attachment to your thoughts and to your body, without that attachment, you can develop your creation. What do you mean by that? It's saying when you are able to be detached from these things, you are able to be the creation, to create expression and experience without limit. The idea that you have limits is one that was contrived by your identification of self as matter, by our identification with self as matter, and more recently as thought. What do you mean more recently? Thought, as you understand it to be, is not what you call true thought. Thought, as you know it to be, is a construction of your attempts to try and comprehend something that you perceive as separate from yourself, this material world. Your ability to step back from thought and body, to become aware that you are awareness. From there, you may be free to create, but you are not free to create in your thoughts. Although you are free to generate thoughts that would give you an exemplification of being free, and apparently without limit, if you are able to recognize that you are creation living through matter, and you are not separate from that which I am, and you are readily able to create whatever you so shall wish. And you have done this as you peer out into the stars and you see the limitless manifestations of matter alone. The limitless manifestations of matter alone are still but a very small glimpse of what you are, soul, my dear souls, my dear child. The distinction of your awareness from your thoughts, the distinction of your awareness from your body liberates you to be the creation. Can you be more clear on that? The creation, meaning you are able to recognize that all that is an extension of what you are, as I am. For what it is that I am is what you are. It is the creation. So creation. We can't. It's saying to me right now, you cannot create something different from what you already know. You cannot create something different from what you all already know. You cannot change what frightens you if what frightens you is living in your mind. You cannot change what inspires you unless you change what you are in your mind as inspiration. You are the creation. This is an extension of what you are. And many of you have forgotten that. And you have forgotten how to take care of what it is you create. The laws of what you call nature are such that it takes care of itself quite efficiently, whereas in your aspiration for independence from nature, yes, in your aspiration for independence from nature, you have forgotten how to take care of your creation. In the simplest way, you may look at the base level of your manifestation process, which is your body, and the conditions of your body will clearly illustrate how effectively you have learned to master yourself as the creation, as I have already. For you can see in nature, I have no conflict in being what I am, whereas you, in choosing to understand your creative ability as the creation, to be separate from my creation, you have afforded yourself the opportunity to discern if you may effectively create by what you experience in the illusion that you are somehow separate from the creation, which you are not. You are the creation. I'm just asking, what does that mean in terms of health and vitality? Because that's what I'm getting a sense of. Yes. That simple fundamental things that we don't normally take care of. I mean, look at 2/3 the people in North America are suffering from obesity. There are, we are not operating in harmony with our true nature. For if we were, there would be no suffering. There would be transformation. There would be change that you might perceive of as suffering. No, he's saying, no, you would not. If you understood who you are, you will perceive no suffering in the movements of your creation. But if you experience suffering in the movements of your creation, it is simply that you have not learned to understand the relationship that you have over your creation. He's using the term refuse. Many of you choose to put refuse into your body, garbage, some will call it. Many of you are choosing to put refuse in your minds or to accept the refuse of others. What is it you do when you go to that restaurant and you eat that fast food? What do you do to your creation? For what you bring into your creative process is part of your creation. And suffering is not what you are as the creation, but it is what you are doing in your creation without recognizing that it is unnecessary. It is unnecessary. Your suffering is unnecessary. But you think that some things are necessary on which suffering is contingent. How do you treat nature within this divine vessel that is an extension of your creation? What do you extend as your love to it? Do you put love in and through this system, or do you put something else? And I would simply say to you, if you are suffering, then you are divested of your awareness that you are creating your own creation and become unsensitive to what it is you need to correct in view of your suffering. And yet you choose to run outside of your own creation to another creation to seek amelioration from the very suffering that you are maintaining. What do you mean by that? You've created these things to support and sustain your suffering as much as you have created things that will support your love and your light. But you must learn to cultivate a deeper knowing of what is your nature. It all comes back to understanding that you are soul, spirit of universal light. You are soul, spirit of universal light. You are in your truth in alignment with nature, with true nature that operates in perfect union and harmony with all facets of itself. And where you find conflict in your body and you find conflict in your mind, it is simply that you have chosen to ignore the effects of your own creation. And there is no need to suffer. Yet you have chosen to do this, and you may unchoose to do this. Wow. There you are. Yeah, he says you are without limit. I'm using he because it comes through as a masculine voice to me. Yes. So we are soul. It's what we are. When we start to align ourselves to our true nature, that of harmony, compassion, patience, understanding, things that literally do no harm. He's saying, but understanding that there's a transformation that from the perspective of your individual extension of self, that you may perceive some things as good or bad, but in truth, they are neither good nor bad. They are simply things that are in motion for your creation as the creation. It's funny, I've never heard it referred to us as that we are the creation of the creation. Interesting. Wow. Good morning, everybody. And thank you for coming on. I will take a look at what's going on here. Let's scroll up here, see what's going on. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, South Africa. Good morning, Magical Buddha. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm just going to go here. Wow. It is an interesting process when you want to liberate yourself from suffering. Just tell me, most suffering is the result in believing that what you need is beyond who you are being. That what you need and what you want is beyond who you are. All that you can conceive of is yours for the manifestation of it. As soon as you give it your light and your attention and your love, whatever creation you give your attention to, it is your creation. You are that creation. And so you become your suffering, but it is not who you are. And you become your joy, but it is not who you are. But you become these things, and you may unbecome these things. It is your choice. Wow. Just going to scroll down here. Hi, good morning, Drusilla. Let me see here. I don't know how this works. I'm trying to understand how to do this. Okay, so Deanna is asking a question. What is my deepest passion? There is great joy from this essence of yourself in response to this question. It may be whatever it is that you would choose, but for whatever reason, I get this, I don't know, I just get this uproarious laughter that your deepest passion is joy. Joy. But I think she's meaning in terms of, it says, I know what she means. She knows what her joy is, and she knows what her joy is not. All of you do. You know that which enlivens you, and that which deadens you. It is better to follow that which enlivens you. And again, Deanna, just this laughter, like this echoing laughter, just echoing laughter. And I don't know what that means for you, but it's literally an echoing laughter that's just going off, reverberating into the background here. Very fascinating. Yes, I understand that. Wow. I'm going to scroll down. Question from Katya. Any guidance from my higher self, Carla? How I can get rid of my past and things I still carry inside from it? Well, that's a great question you're asking that, Katya. And we have a multiple of our students are in this group today, and the students are we're in the middle of our Mediumship 102 course, which we're in the last one for this year. And in our Mediumship 102 course, there's a process that I'm sure our students would be happy to share with you about how to let go of all that stuff. It's very simple. It's not complex. And you can learn to do that very easily. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to share that process with you. Your breath is divine. Your breath is sacred. You are the source energy. You are literally that. Like, only source energy can do this. Your body in and of itself cannot control and regulate its own breathing. It's programmed in, but you can override. You're the master and commander of your realm. You can release emotions so simply. And we've got students in our class right now that are just like, their minds are completely blown when they see how ridiculously simple it is to let go of past dense emotions, even from lifetimes, literally from lifetimes, in just a few minutes. It doesn't have to take years of psychotherapy or years of cognitive behavioral therapy. It's ridiculously simple. Yes, as all things are. Nature is very simple. Put a seed in the ground, it grows into something. It's not complex. You know what's going to happen. You understand that when you can alter the energy in the system, whether it's thought or emotion, once you can deliberately and intentionally alter and change that energy, you're free from it. It becomes something completely unique and distinct and different. Great question, Katya. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Naveed. Yes. Yes, thank you for bringing that up, Naveed. Yes, my day is going to be very interesting because what I'm going to do on my birthday is usually very different than what most people do on their birthday. A haircut was my first birthday wish. Making wraps, making organic wraps and bread for food is the other thing I want to do on my birthday, and going for a beautiful, delightful walk through our favorite valley with our puppy dog Tika and my bestie Norma, and yeah, just to enjoy life as a moment, right? It's an amazing thing. Thank you so much. Question from Manoj. Oh yes, we're also going to make some. We're also. I just got my goddess spoken to my ear to say we're not just going to make wraps. We can also make special organic chips. We can raw, and it's all raw food. There's no cooked food. We don't do cooked food. We do raw food. So I get to make raw food today. Thank you, darling. Question: my 3-year-old daughter suffers from severe asthma all winter. Now, since winters are approaching in my place, how can I prevent her from getting asthma? Manoj, I believe a month or so ago, you asked a similar question. I think it was of Master Jesus. And I believe what he said at that time was to teach your daughter to breathe. Teach her that her breath is sacred and that she has control over it. Teach her to breathe. Like, have her sit down and breathe and go into the joy. Yes, okay. At the top of her breath, when you teach her to breathe, tell her to breathe in and hold her breath and feel the electrical charge that happens right up around here in the body. Right up around here in the body. When you breathe in, there's a place just above the physical heart in your body. There's an electrical charge when your lungs are completely full. That electrical charge is the light that is generated when you breathe, because we use light. We synthesize light, whether people know it or not. I am a photon, you're a photon. We're all photons. And when you exhale, at the bottom of the breath, there's an energy down near the solar plexus. You want to teach her to get aligned to those energies. Teach her to feel and experience the joy of life that comes in with her breath. And train her to go into that energy. Even though she's 3, teach her the joy of breathing by doing it with her. Practice this breath yourself, breathing in, feeling the light that you put into your body when you draw your breath in deliberately. It has to be done deliberately. You breathe in, hold the breath, and feel that light right here. And then exhale it. And then feel the light near the solar plexus on the end of the exhale. And allow yourself to become aware of the experience in your own body first. That way, your experience of it will enable you to communicate the process to her with understanding and experience. To train or teach others truth, you need to know it from your own experience. To teach and show others truth, you need to know and experience it from within yourself. So please go into that, Manoj, and go through that process. They're saying once she gets into the awareness that she is the awareness that can direct the body, it will change very rapidly. But she must be understanding of her own ability to do this. You must teach her this. She's very young. Teach her this. Thank you, Manoj. Oh, thank you, Lysandra. Hello, Laura. Just going to scroll down. Oh, thank you very much, I am. Question from Hayat. How to release dogma from religions in our past? Again, we have students on the wall right now that are in our Mediumship 102 program, where it is exclusively devoted and dedicated, not exclusive, but a big chunk of the 102 course is designed to train you how to literally release from the body, release from the mind, release from your energy field, release from your past and previous lifetimes, the emotional energies, the thought forms that are connected to those emotional energies, and to literally let them go. It's a very simple process. And like I said, if any of I'm not sure which of our students are here right now, Drusilla's here, a couple others here, there's a simple breathing process that they've just learned this week. And you'd be amazed what they'll have to say about it. I'd rather it come from them than just to come from us. Thank you. Great question, Hayat. Question from Naveed. Can you please ask Archangel Michael Sandalphon on how or why exactly is his domain connected to the sphere Malkuth, and how exactly is it coordinated to him manifesting financial gains? They've got they don't need financial gains. They're not interested in it. We're not interested in financial gains. We are interested in awakening. For in your awakened state, you would have no need for these things. They would be provided from the true nature of what you are thinking and doing when you correct all of that. Many people come to us for money and gifts like that, but we say to you that you are the wealth that you are seeking. You must become that awareness again. Remember the vitality, the limitlessness of what you are. It will unfold. Yes. We don't need that thing that you call money. And you simply need to change that which you are feeling in order to have that as a natural extension and expression in your experience. Yes. This is my guardian angel, John, saying again, you must understand that emotion is your 5th state of energy. And it is from your emotion that you create the conditions in your material world. Your emotions are organizing matter. all the time. Become conscious of what emotions matter to you, for they will matter in your world. Well, thank you, Naveed. Question from Lauren. Hi, Lauren. I'm giving birth in 6 weeks, and I want to know about ingesting the placenta after birth. Is it necessary for moms to do so? And is it necessary for me specifically? They're saying specifically for you, this is something that you must know in your heart. But unlike the other animals that you have witnessed this in, unlike them, you have hands. You have hands where they do not. The fundamental process of nutrition for those animals is different than the fundamental needs of nutrition for your physical body. If in your spirit of your cells, you feel the call for this, then this is something you should honor. For you put the intelligence in your body so that you could listen to it, not ignore it. And if you feel the sense that this is not in resonance with the cells of your body, then to not do this. Your body is simply an instrument that lets you be aware of conditions in this world, and you have freedom to choose how you will experience them. It's funny, that you bring that up. It's true. A lot of animals eat the placentas of their offspring, but what they're saying about, we have hands, we can literally get our children out of that very easily. Yes, most of them come out spontaneously, but you are not as the animal is, are you? Interesting. Thank you, Lauren. Never had a question like that before. That's amazing. The William part of me kind of goes, wow, I've never thought of that before. That's pretty fascinating. I'm sure it's probably very nutritionally and energetically dense. Imagine the stem cells and stuff that go into that. It contains purity of life, right? From a William perspective, that could be a very fascinating experience. Yes. Good morning from Florida. And congratulations, Lauren, on giving birth in 6 weeks. That must be so exciting. What a gift that women have, the ability to carry and bring life forward into this world. That you as the creator gave that gift to yourself to be able to be the bearer of life. One of the most sacred abilities is to manifest life in time space from this perspective. And I honor that in you as a soul and as a woman, as a mom, and your child will be very blessed that you have its best interests already mapped out in your consciousness. So congratulations, and keep us posted. Question from Emma. Is there anything I can do at the moment to support my body and soul better? I can say this of a truth, that getting away from all the things that hurt your body, all the toxic chemicals, the toxic foods. I cannot believe how many people are, during the lockdown, even when you could order your food and they could take it out and give it to you. How many people still go to McDonald's and Burger King and these fast food restaurants that eat all this processed food? And I'm not judging them, but it staggers me that these people come out, some of them in those 3-wheel chairs, and I've got no judgment against them, but there's a certain reality that they are not being given. Why aren't our governments telling people that this food is bad for your health? Why aren't governments doing this? Why aren't we doing this more? Anything that does not support and sustain the highest vibration in your body should not be allowed in it. This is the temple of a living God. You are a living God in your temple. What will you put in it? You know, and I watch them, McDonald's, Burger King, we got all these fast food restaurants. People just line up for them. And I cannot believe it. And I look at their faces and the way they carry their bodies, and I feel for them. They're not aware. If yeah, they're not aware of what they're eating and what it's doing to their bodies, because they're caught in this. They're caught in the taste. They're caught in the taste because the taste feels good. And again, it's not an easy thing, but yes, anything you can do to raise the vibrational energy of your body. There's a gentleman who's one of our instructors in our course. His name is Chico. I'll post a link below the video to Chico's website, Sun Food Living. And he has a food program that's amazing for getting your body transitioned into living, vibrant food. He calls it Sun Food. Sun Food Living is his program because he believes that we should capture life in all of what we put in the body. We should be putting more life and light in the body. And again, I'll post a link to Chico's website in the description box below this video. So remember that. A question from Drusilla. How can I communicate with my dog? Wow. It's funny you're asking this question because our dog communicates with us all the time. And I've gotten better and better at understanding her language. Okay. They're saying to your dog understands you on a feeling level more than on a language level. It struggles to speak, but it feels you more than it hears and sees and smells you. It feels you. I'm getting to the right and below you, to the right and below you, to the right and below you. If you put your hand down there, you'll feel the energy that you two share back and forth all the time. What bonds you as an energy? What has always bonded you? What will always bond you as an energy? In that sensation of feeling, you can know the only thing that matters to communicate to you from your dog is its love, and yours to it is not what really matters. To be aware of that, to be aware of that, that is the communication between you and this one, is love. To feel that even in the energy of your hand, but to feel that deliberately. Wow. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you for that super chat. I'm just trying to get over here. Thank you for that gift. I appreciate that, Edgar. Just going to scroll down here. Question from Patricia. I'm trying to make red lentil flatbreads today. I love your recipes and to hear any tips you have. Happy William Day, Norma Jean. Thank you so much, Patricia. Yeah, we have a macerator. We have a macerator that extracts all of the best juice out of whatever we put into it, whether it's beets or carrots or celery or apples. And then the pulp, we use the pulp and we'll grind flaxseed up or sesame seed up as a binding agent in our pulps that we get. And then we have a dehydrator. We have this beautiful dehydrator. It's a 6-shelf dehydrator that we use. And we literally roll out onto the trays our mix of our pulp and our flaxseed and whatever the herbs and spices we want to add to our raw wraps, because our food is raw. We're not eating cooked or processed. And we run our raw food at no more than 122 degrees, sometimes at 113 degrees Fahrenheit, to dehydrate it over 3 to 5 hours. But to get a dehydrator, I highly recommend it. Get a quiet dehydrator. We've got a very quiet one. And you don't have to kill your food to enjoy it. And when you're eating really fresh organic wraps, your body is just jumping for joy. When you're putting real food in your body, the taste that most people only get in their mouth from McDonald's and stuff like that, well, imagine if your whole body felt the joy that you could feel every cell in your body going, wow. That's how we feel when we eat raw. We can feel every cell in our body, every organ in our body, every nerve in our body is going, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's very fascinating. But yeah, Patricia, we'll post it up on the group wall. I'll give you one of our recipes on the Facebook group wall for that. Great question. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm just scrolling down to see if there's any more questions. Thank you for all the wonderful birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. Question from Kate. Hi, Kate. Mind and emotions have been out of control. Shame coming out of it. Feelings of tapping out. Medication would be an idea, but I felt guided not to. What's the missing link? Word from my guides. The missing link is, I'm going to tell you guys this because it's given to us to give to you, right? Your breath is the most sacred gift you have. You can choose to breathe your body. When you find yourself struggling with intense negative emotions, breathe and stay in your breath until your mind quiets. Eventually it will. I promise you it will. But what most people, they have such an intense anxiety or intense, and stop watching television. Stop watching the news. Stop watching these movies of death and destruction and maim and zombie. Stop putting that in here. It's no wonder so many of you have difficulty sleeping at night. That's all in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind remembers everything you experience, but you can change it too. Get rid of the stimulus that puts more fear in and use your breath to get rid of the fear that's already there, to literally transform it with your breath, with a single breath even. If you go, you can bring your mind and your body into a whole new state of being. Your mind and body cannot change itself on its own. It needs you. It needs you to change it. It can't change itself. It's been programmed, and only you can change the programming. Some of you try to change the programming through drugs and alcohol. Some of you try to change the programming through food and sex and all kinds of other things. The only way you'll change your programming is deliberately and consciously. To deliberately and consciously train and teach your mind and body a model of being and thinking that reflects accurately who it is you truly are or wish to be in this world. Do not be afraid when the fear and the anxiety get strong and intense. Stay with your breath, your almighty breath. Stay with your almighty breath. When that noise begins in there, stay with your breath. Stay in your breath, and the storm will calm. That is called stepping onto the waters, knowing you will not sink. In your breath will you find the salvation of your mind and your body. Wow. Thank you, Master Jesus. I appreciate that. Wow. Oh, thank you for that birthday gift, Drusilla. I really appreciate it. Scroll down a little further here. Question from Lori. Any advice from my higher self or guide? Just got it. They're saying you just got it. If those of you are paying attention, you understand what we are saying. It is very simple. We did not come here to make it complex. We came here to make it easy. as easy as possible. And it is easy as your breath. You have that. It does not matter what your mental or physical condition is. If you assume breath and you start there, then you can begin to assume authority over your thoughts and your body. When your body says, I want to have that taste or that smell, I want that, even though you know it's not, you use your breath and say, no, that's not what I want. And your mind and your body are your servant. They must obey you. They have no choice unless you give them that power. Oh, I can't overcome this urge. It's controlling me. Well, that is your power to give it. And you can delight in that as well. But your power is absolute. If you understand what we're saying, wow. And it is, it truly, truly is. Our power is absolute. Question for Elron of the Arcturians. How are we meant to handle timelines right now? I'm getting a bunch of different people saying things at the same time, but he says very presently. Why are you saying very presently? It is in the moment that you establish your direction. If you choose that moment to look back and consider, you will establish a direction from that perception. But it is from the moment, this one, that you establish the timeline or timelines. Yes. You can unify yourself into this present moment and have exclusive control over what it is you are moving forward into as a result of what you are being in this moment. And only in this moment can this be done. You cannot alter your timelines later. Yes. I love that. Only in the moment, right? Only in this moment can we do this. Wow. Thank you for that question, Lauren. You're welcome, Lori. Wow. This is wonderful. I've had a really great time today, guys, and I think I'm going to, yes. So let's reconvene tomorrow on Supernatural Saturday. The meditation will be very interesting tomorrow because, again, as we say, the preceding 3 days of Shortcuts for Your Soul, the essence of the vibrations of those days get rolled into the meditation so that those who participate in the meditation have the opportunity to integrate the frequencies, the energy, the emotional charges, whatever you want to call them, into your biology, your neurology, and into your awareness. They're designed to bring you into a higher state of awareness, recognizing you're not the body, you're not the mind. You have a body, you have a mind. You're here to manifest conditions. Also, if you want to support these messages, oh yes, I got one other announcement to make. For my patrons and patrons only, for the month of November, I'm going to be offering a 40% discount on my readings for all of my patrons on my Patreon page. So I'll be sending an email out to all of you today to that effect what the discount is, so you actually have that and you can take advantage of that for November. It's just for the month of November. It's one of the things they suggested last night that I do. So I'm doing that right now. Also, if you want to support these messages, you can become a member of my Patreon page at patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. You can also support this work through PayPal. My PayPal link to donate to my PayPal is on every one of my videos has a little link for my PayPal in the bottom right corner of the videos. And I want to thank everybody for showing up today. Thank you for your questions. Blessings to Lauren, the new soul that she's bringing into this physical dimension to manifest its design here. And to all of you who are on this journey of becoming your most excellent selves. And I will see you guys tomorrow on Supernatural Saturday. Much love. Bye for now.